Welcome to the American Rancher. I'm Pam Minnick. This week we'll travel across the U.S. to see how the American Simmental Association has been working to better the beef business by focusing on genetic selection tools and strategies for the commercial cattle industry. Today we'll talk about tools utilized to maximize profit in commercial cow-calf operations and across the beef industry, as well as the success of Sim genetics in all sectors, from cow-calf to the feedlots and packers. ASA's partnerships with other organizations is a key priority, and today we'll get an inside look at what it entails. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Well, I think a rancher has to be a steward of the land. There's nobody else that can take care of land better than a rancher. When we switched over to the Purina products, it was a step in the right direction.
The difference we see in the cattle is the consistency of their nutrition.
The cattle hold their condition a lot better throughout the whole year.
It does make a difference that we can see, day in and day out.
The country page has a wide variety of cattle from different regions, having the ability to accommodate many of our customers. Our team is always available to assist whatever cattle needs you may have.
I like to use the country page because it gives me advantage to sell these cattle for immediate delivery.
Hard work, dedication, that's one thing that kind of sets the base for the country page.
Country Page is a great option to market your cattle. Visit with your rep today or call the office, and with a few easy steps, we'll have your cattle listed in no time.
At Kenner Simmental, we respect our customers' needs and strive to produce genetics to meet the demands of the beef industry. By carefully selecting genetics with phenotype, calving ease, docility, performance, and carcass value, we are able to satisfy the producer and the consumer. Join us at the ranch in Leeds, North Dakota on February 14th for our annual production sale with over 100 bulls and 70 bred heifers. Stop by anytime and check us out online at KennerSimmental.com.
Welcome back to the American Rancher. Record high expenses and cattle prices have more and more producers taking a business approach to their operation and what affects their bottom line. This business mindset can be applied to their genetic selection decisions as well. The ASA has long embraced the science behind genetic selection and evaluation and readily provides this service to the entire industry.
One of the goals, and as far as we look at a strategic plan of International Genetic Solutions, is to provide as much information as possible that's industry relevant, that will add productivity and profitability to commercial cow herds, and in doing that, trying to simplify it, for commercial users, of the products and of the seed stock. Some of the programs that International Genetic Solutions has at this point in time, that is a program to where a commercial producer could send his herd sires that he uses in to International Genetic Solutions, and then we then in turn can furnish him with genetic evaluations in herd of his cow herd. And actually that enables him to put a value on his feeder cattle, helps him to select replacement females that would be more productive through their lifetime.
One of the simplest tools to maximize profit is crossbreeding. Years of research by USDA and land-grant universities across the country show that crossbreeding pays.
In the commercial industry, we had Angus, Hereford, and some shorthorn cattle in the state, and then Charolais cattle. And the first cattle that came actually were the Simmentals, and I guess '67 would about be the year, and through semen that was in bulls that were in Canada at the time. And so we had people beginning to use some semen, and so there was a lot of questions. And so the Meadham Research Center began to evaluate breeds at just exactly the right time, that a lot of people were considering imported bulls that were already in Canada, whether they be Simmental, Limousin, and those were kind of the first two. There was some Gelbvieh later on, but it was exactly the right time to consider other opportunities, for enhancing growth, maybe even changing maternal abilities a little bit, and that sort of thing. So a lot of interest in crossbreeding, a lot of interest, actually more interest in grading up to pure breeds of other breeds other than Angus, Hereford, and Charolais. And so that was really the genesis of a lot of the questions that came. You know, what can these breeds do? What are they strong at? What are they weak at?
We are not good enough to maximize our production without utilizing crossbreeding. It's like fat on a steer. It covers up a multitude of mistakes, or you know, it can make a poorly muscled steer look good, and crossbreeding can make an average management system look good. And then if you excel in your management, it gives you just that much more. But it probably saves you on the bottom side more than it saves you on the top side.
The genetic makeup of our commercial cow herd is 5/8 Red Angus, 3/8 Simmental to half-blood Red Angus, half-blood Simmental. And the real reason we do it, there's numerous reasons, but we feel like our cows stay on the ranch longer. The longevity of a cow that has heterosis versus just a straight bred, purebred commercial cow. The vigor in the calves, where we actually feed and finish calves, the feed performance is significantly, you know, better than just what your straight average purebred calf is going to give you as far as performance. So where we're, you know, every end of the beef spectrum it benefits you, or we feel like it benefits you as far as keeping heterosis within your cow herd.
Considering a survey by Beef Magazine conducted early this year that shows nearly 70% of the U.S. cow herd is mostly British in composition, Simmental has become the continental breed of choice to maximize heterosis. In fact, Simmental ranks first or second for nearly every economically relevant trait when compared to other continental breeds. This has made Simangus and Simangus HT, or heat tolerant, the logical composite for the commercial cattleman.
The idea of trying to match strengths and weaknesses of continental breeds against British breeds was really not being done, and the work at the Meat Animal Research Center really allowed people to begin to evaluate, okay, if I take my Angus cows and breed them to a Simmental bull, what am I likely going to see in terms of breed strengths and weaknesses and so on. And so I think what the Meat Animal Research Center contributed over and above the impact of heterosis was to get people to really understand breed complementarity.
The great thing about International Genetic Solutions, you know, is the fact that it's very visionary in looking to the future, and also to serve the very progressive producers that we have in today's, you know, beef industry. It's the largest multi-breed genetic evaluation in the world today, with more than 13 million records, which places it up there really at the same level as the largest breed association, you know, that we now know of. So the accuracies, you know, in evaluations being done is tremendous in this regard. By saying multi-breed, you know, we're able to look at data on hybrid seed stock, you know, to go back into, you know, into commercial users, you know, and to evaluate those, to be able to combine the data for hybrid bulls, be it balancers, be it Simangus, what other breed of hybrids is. It just adds so much accuracy to the genetic predictions, or the EPDs and the measurements, or the indexes, by being able to combine that number of records, and I'll be able to go back for hybrid seed stock. Heterosis, you know, understandably, it's been around forever. It's a forgotten management tool, but you know, in today's environment, in order to reach market targets, in order to add profitability to any operation, the progressive commercial cattlemen are going to use hybrid vigor and crossbreeding in their systems. And through International Genetic Solutions, we are available to provide those people, you know, with very accurate EPDs and genetic measurements.
The American Simmental Association has a long-standing tradition of focusing on the science involved in cattle breeding. ASA was the first beef breed in the United States to publish a sire summary. Today, ASA houses the world's largest multi-breed international cattle evaluation, or MB-ICE. This historic partnership that began with Simmental and Red Angus has led to the formation of International Genetic Solutions, IGS. IGS is the beef industry's largest multi-breed partnership and has these alliances with the American Simmental Association: Red Angus, American Gelbvieh, American Shorthorn, American Maine Anjou, American Chianina, Canadian Simmental, Canadian Angus, and Canadian Gelbvieh associations.
The Red Angus Association of America and the American Simmental Association came together a few years back and pooled their data sets and came up with our multi-breed EPD. It's the largest EPD database. And through that beginning is where we then started on other projects from the multi-breed EPDs. We started programs like Allied Access. With our multi-breed EPD base, the Simmental Association understood that the Red Angus Association had already had a USDA process verified program in place, and we thought that if we could combine and utilize Allied Access for both breeds and for those producers that were already utilizing a lot of Red Angus and Simmental genetics, whether it had been purebred Red Angus bulls and purebred Simmental bulls, and or using Sim Angus bulls. So we kind of decided that at that point it would benefit the both of us, and it would just continue our partnership. So through that, these producers that are utilizing crossbreeding programs, which we support, we're giving them an option through the association to help with their age and source verification.
In those traits that are lowly heritable that we cannot make a lot of difference in through selection, crossbreeding fixes a lot of that. It adds longevity, it adds pounds weaned per cow through her lifetime. And whether that comes in a higher percentage calf crop, conception rate, in a system, especially in our system where nutrients, it doesn't look like it right now, but nutrients are limited at times, and crossbreeding helps us through those times.
When it comes to establishing a profit-maximizing genetic program, the International Genetic Solutions, IGS, is the most powerful selection tool available to cattlemen. The breed associations that have chosen to be IGS partners are companies that are serious about maximizing commercial cattlemen's profit through genetics, regardless of breed or personal agenda. IGS considers the profitability of your program their responsibility. They take the responsibility very seriously and utilize only the soundest science and research to deliver the world's most powerful beef selection tools to commercial cattlemen. These industry-leading partnerships have made IGS the largest and most powerful genetic evaluation in the world. Its multi-breed capability is tailor-made for cattle producers who are serious about profit. The IGS and its cooperators have used science to develop the world's most useful expected progeny differences, or EPDs, and profit-driven selection tools. This cooperation has allowed for unmatched research and industry-focused science. This large database and science-based research provides the best opportunities for commercial cattlemen to maximize profit through genetics. We'll be right back.
No storm is too powerful for new Purina Wind and Rain Storm Minerals, formulated with ultimate weather resistance. That means more minerals in the feeder and available to your cattle. Wind and Rain Storm Minerals provide more consistent intake and balanced mineral nutrition to optimize herd health and breedback rates. See the difference at your local Purina dealer or visit cattlenutrition.com. Wind and Rain Storm Minerals, another way Purina is building better cattle.
Simmental fit the needs of today's cattle industry, and North Dakota Simmental producers are leading the way. The performance, predictability, and great cows take out the guesswork to make your operation profitable. The total package of Simmental is ideal for any crossbreeding program, and the growth, feed efficiency, and carcass quality make profitable market steers.
State-of-the-art EPDs help you manage your cow herd, and the maternal calving ease, high fertility, and great dispositions are ideal for crossbreeding. North Dakota has been the #1 registration state for Simmental and Sim-Angus cattle for the past decade and is home to many of the industry's top breeders and genetics. The North Dakota Simmental Association would like to invite you to their annual meeting, banquet, and sale December 12th and 13th in Bismarck, North Dakota. For more information, visit northdakotasimmental.com and be sure to look up some of the nation's top producers for sim genetics.
The country page has a wide variety of cattle from different regions, having the ability to accommodate many of our customers. Our team is always available to assist whatever cattle needs you may have.
I like to use the country page because it gives me an advantage to sell these cattle for immediate delivery.
Hard work, dedication, that's one thing that kind of sets the base for the country page.
Country Page is a great option to market your cattle. Visit with your rep today or call the office, and with a few easy steps, we'll have your cattle listed in no time.
44 Farms is known throughout the country to have the greatest Angus genetics, backed by the most responsive customer service. On Saturday, October 25th, join 44 Farms for their annual Fall Bull Sale in Cameron, Texas. Now is your time to purchase elite quality bulls and females from an operation who is deeply committed to the beef industry. To learn more, log on to 44farms.com.
Welcome back to the American Rancher. The American Simmental Association also has the industry's first carcass testing program. ASA's Carcass Merit Program was developed nearly 2 decades ago. Its primary purpose is to gather carcass and feedlot information to add accuracy and reliability to carcass EPDs on sires that are being used throughout the industry. In addition, CE scores, birth weights, and weaning weights are gathered on the CMP calves and entered into the database as well. The ASA has worked to provide tools to help make cattle that fit the feed yard and on the rail, and cattle feeders are taking notice. 2 tools that are specifically available to help make selection decisions for the commercial cattleman are ASA's Profit Indexes, All-Purpose Index, or API, or Terminal Index, or TI. Though EPDs allow for the comparison of genetic levels for many economically important traits, they provide only a piece of the economic puzzle. That's where profit indexes come in. Through well-conceived, rigorous mathematical computation, profit indexes blend EPDs and economics to estimate an animal's overall impact on your bottom line. The same technology that led to the dramatic progress in swine, poultry, and dairy genetics over the last several decades was used to develop the following all-purpose index, which evaluates sires for use in the entire cow herd, bred to both Angus first calf heifers and mature cows. With a portion of their daughters required to maintain herd size retained, and the remaining heifers and steers put on feed and sold grade and yield. Terminal Index evaluates sires for use on mature cows with all offspring put on feed and sold grade and yield.
Help of Dr. Dick Quaz at Cornell University was the first association to actually incorporate DNA or genomic information into an EPD, and he did that with tenderness. Simmental was one of the early participants in the Carcass Merit Project, which involved tenderness data, and so Dr. Quaz developed an algorithm or a formula for incorporating the DNA for tenderness in with the phenotypes that Simmental had collected through the Carcass Merit Project. With those more accurate EPDs on young animals in particular, and that's where it's important, is on these yearling bulls and heifers, we can select them with more confidence. We can select them as if they had been in production for, in some cases, depending on the trait, 2, 3, 4, up to even 8 or 9, 10 years. And that may sound pretty extreme, but for a trait like stayability, which has very low heritability, I say very low, heritability is about 8 to 10% for stayability. Those traits that are lowly heritable actually benefit even more from the genomic enhanced EPD, and the number of progeny equivalents for a trait like stayability that's low heritability is going to be in the 15 to 20, And so obviously a cow will never have that many progeny in her lifetime unless she's an ET, a donor dam. But a yearling bull, obviously, a yearling bull is going to have to be, what, 8 years of age before he's going to have daughters, that many daughters that are 6 years old, you know, if you're talking about 6-year stayability. So it's just a huge time saving, and stayability is one of those traits that's so economically important. Merging the DNA information, the genomic information with the phenotypes, which is what you do with genomically enhanced EPDs, is by far and away the best approach to creating the very best EPDs with the highest reliability that we can create at this point in time. So, and it's gotten so much better even over the last 2 or 3 years. You know, these profiles have gotten more powerful. They're going to get more powerful, but they continue to get more powerful and start in accounting for a lot of the genetic variation. And when you include that genomic data with the phenotypes, then you've got the best of both worlds.
We're very strong numbers driven. We look at estimated progeny differences, EPDs, and we like the indexes. We've got indexes developed that we've worked on that specifically fit the strength and weaknesses of our herd that we've developed. But when we're going outside and looking for bulls outside to bring in, we look at the indexes that those breeds are using.
The American Simmental Association strives to be the most progressive, commercially focused genetic organization in the industry, and will continue working on providing genetics and tools to the commercial cattle industry to help maximize profitability. For more information, contact the American Simmental Association at 406-587-4531 or visit them at simmental.org. To learn more about International Genetic Solutions, visit them at internationalgeneticsolutions.com. We want to thank you all for watching us. We hope you enjoyed this very interesting and informational program. To find out more about us, visit our website, theamericanrancher.com, or become our friend on Facebook. We'd love to hear from you. I'm Pam Minnick. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time right here on The American Rancher.